December 26, 2025. Headlines are dominated by tense standoffs in the West Philippine Sea. Chinese and Filipino vessels face off, the world watching as sovereignty and national pride hang in the balance. But to truly understand what's at stake, we must look beyond today's headlines. The struggle for these islands is not new. It's a story written over millennia, not just decades. Archaeology and history reveal that the Filipino connection to these lands runs far deeper than colonial maps or modern treaties. The roots of the Filipino people stretch back hundreds of thousands of years, long before Magellan or any foreign power arrived. Beneath the surface, scientists and archaeologists are uncovering clues that challenge everything we thought we knew. These discoveries are not just academic, they are the foundation of Filipino identity and sovereignty. The connection between people and these islands is measured in millennia, not centuries. This ancient heritage is the silent context for every diplomatic protest and every patriot's cry. As we follow today's events, let's also journey back in time, beyond colonial narratives, to the archipelago's earliest inhabitants. We'll meet them not as abstractions, but as creative, resilient people who shaped their world. This journey into the deep past isn't an escape from the present, it's the key to understanding it. The story of the Philippines is not just about today, but about what has always been here, waiting to be rediscovered. Before the Philippines was a name, it was a land in motion, mountain peaks shaped by volcanoes and shifting plates. During the Ice Ages, lower sea levels connected these islands to mainland Asia, forming Sundaland, a bridge for ancient life and the first humans. Our story used to begin with Taban Man, found in Palawan and dated to 47,000 years ago. But new discoveries push the timeline back even further. The evidence is in the earth-fossilized bones, stone tools, and layers of sediment. Imagine herds of extinct rhinoceroses and stegodons roaming what is now the Cagayan Valley, followed by early humans, intelligent survivors who hunted, crafted tools, and adapted. These pioneers laid the groundwork for all future cultures. Prehistory. Here's not a blank slate, but a dynamic era of migration, adaptation, and innovation. The archipelago was part of a wider Southeast Asian network, with different groups arriving in waves over hundreds of thousands of years. Each group brought new skills and perspectives. Uncovering this story is like solving a giant puzzle, but every new fossil and tool brings the picture into sharper focus. The Philippines' deep past is far older and more fascinating than we ever imagined, and it's still being uncovered piece by piece. Fast forward to the centuries before the Spanish arrived in 1521. Contrary to colonial myths, the pre-colonial Philippines was a vibrant mosaic of societies, rich in trade, culture, and law. Barangays, named after the Balangay boats, were communities led by datas, with structured social orders and complex traditions. These societies were not isolated, they were part of a bustling maritime network connecting them to China, India, and Southeast Asia. People worshipped a pantheon of gods, chanted epic poems, and crafted exquisite gold jewelry and artifacts. Gold was used for adornment, not currency, and artifacts reveal a sophisticated sense of beauty and craftsmanship. Many groups used Baybayin, a native script, to write poetry and records, proof of a literate, intellectually active society. Much of this written heritage was lost to colonization, but its existence is undeniable. The pre-colonial Filipino was not a passive figure, but a trader, artist, poet, and lawmaker. They built a flourishing civilization on their own terms, long before European ships appeared. Their legacy is one of creativity, resilience, and agency. This is the true foundation of Filipino identity. For years, Taban Man was thought to be the Philippines' first human, but in 2018, archaeologists in Kalinga unearthed a 709,000-year-old rhinoceros skeleton, its bones marked by stone tools. This discovery proved that early humans, likely Homo erectus, were present in the Philippines far earlier than anyone believed. The Kalinga rhinoceros rewrote the first chapter of Philippine history. Then, in 2019, a new species was found in Calao Cave, Homo luzonensis, a small-bodied hominin with unique features, living 67,000 years ago. This means that while Neanderthals lived in Europe, another branch of humanity was thriving in the Philippines. The archipelago was not just a destination, but a place of evolution. These discoveries revolutionize our understanding. The Philippines was home to multiple human species, each shaping the land in their own way. The island's human story is deep, complex, and unique, and it's only just beginning to be told. Bones and tools tell us about survival, but art and writing reveal the soul of a people. In Angono, Rizal, the oldest known Philippine artworks, 127 petroglyphs, were carved into rock 5,000 years ago. These figures depicting humans and animals hint at rituals and a spiritual world. The petroglyphs are a silent testament to ancient creativity and belief. Then there's the Laguna copperplate inscription found in 1989, a legal document from 900 AD, written in a script influenced by Sanskrit and Old Javanese. It records the clearing of a debt, names places like Tondo and Pulilan, and proves established settlements existed over 1,000 years ago. The copperplate is the earliest known written document in the Philippines, shattering the myth of an isolated pre-colonial society. Its language and script show deep connections to Southeast Asia. It reveals a society with law, hierarchy, and literacy, long before Spanish colonization. These artifacts are not myths, they are evidence. They prove a complex, organized, and literate society thrived here. The Filipino story is one of art, law, and connection. These discoveries, ancient tools, new human species, art, and legal decrees, are transforming Filipino identity. For centuries, history was told as if it began with colonization, dismissing everything before as primitive. Now, archaeology fills that void with evidence of a deep, rich, and complex past. This knowledge empowers pride and ownership over history. Filipino ancestors were not passive recipients of civilization. They were creators, innovators, and lawmakers. This new foundation for identity is rooted in indigenous heritage, not colonial narratives. Textbooks are being rewritten, museums updated, and a new generation is growing up with a fuller picture of their origins. Rediscovering this past is a form of intellectual decolonization, challenging myths of backwardness. Scientific evidence shows Filipinos as masters of maritime travel, trade, and unique social systems. Understanding this deep history fosters a profound connection to the land and strengthens arguments for environmental and cultural preservation. Caves and mountains become sacred archives, holding the stories of our deepest ancestors. This is our shared inheritance, a legacy written in stone and bone. It's a story of resilience, creativity, and enduring identity. The Philippines is a land of beauty and volatility, volcanoes, typhoons, and constant change. This geography has shaped a people defined by resilience and adaptability. From ancient toolmakers in Kalinga to the Ifugao who sculpted the Banaue rice terraces, survival here has always required ingenuity and community. Coastal communities learned to read the sea, farmers adapted to floods and droughts. This deep environmental knowledge is a science passed through generations. After disasters like Typhoon Haiyan, the real story is in the rebuilding, neighbors helping neighbors, families starting over. This spirit of resilience is ancient, visible from Homo luzonensis to modern Filipinos. The ability to endure and rebuild is the nation's most profound legacy. The Filipino story is one of bending without breaking, always beginning again. It's a legacy written not just in history books, but in the land itself. For centuries, outsiders wrote the Philippines' history, casting natives as passive Indios in need of civilization. This colonial narrative shaped how the world and many Filipinos saw themselves, but recent discoveries challenge this view, reclaiming the story with scientific evidence. The Laguna copperplate inscription proves a literate, connected society existed centuries before the Spanish arrived. The finds at Kalinga and Calao place the Philippines at the center of human evolution and innovation. These islands were not waiting to be discovered, they were a stage for pioneers and innovators. Decolonizing history isn't about rejecting the past, but creating a balanced, complete picture. Filipino identity is a tapestry, woven from indigenous, Asian, and Western threads. By uncovering deep roots, we move from a history of subjugation to one of agency and creativity. This is how a nation reclaims its past and its future. The Philippines' story is an archipelago, countless islands, each with a unique past, all connected by shared history. For too long we've skimmed the surface, content with colonial narratives. The real adventure is digging deeper, into soil, caves, and ancient inscriptions. Every new discovery empowers the Filipino identity and reveals more of our ancient legacy. The future of the Filipino past is bright, with more sites to uncover and stories to tell. This is a national project, requiring support for scientists, museums, and a collective curiosity. Knowing these truths matters, in classrooms, in diplomacy, and in the hearts of every Filipino. A deep knowledge of the past anchors us in turbulent times. The Filipino story is one of survival, art, law, and identity, written by those who dared to cross the sea and call these islands home. By looking beneath the surface, we honor our ancestors and empower future generations to tell the full, glorious story of the Filipino people.